Welcome to Meet the Candidates 2022, a voter education program brought to you by the Shakopee Chamber of Commerce. My name is Tim Zunker, and I am the president with the Shakopee Chamber and Visitors Bureau. Our hope is that these candidate interviews and profiles will help you, the voter, understand your choices when it comes to the 2022 elections. We ask voters to arm themselves with the information necessary to make educated choices and to make casting your vote a priority. Please visit the Shakopee Chamber website at shakopee.org to find out more information about the upcoming elections. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Ian Osborne, who is running for Shakopee City Council. Ian, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Tim.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a public defender here in Shakopee, Minnesota. I represent people that are indigent or homeless, meaning they can't really afford for an attorney, so I provide that service to them. And during that sort of giving to the community, I realized that I could use some of these skills to improve the city in which I live, which has brought me to this political aspiration of mine.
Great. Well, thank you, Ian. So tell us a little bit why you're running for City Council.
Well, the main thing that I've noticed is there is a real disconnect between the people of Shakopee and the City Council. And I want to improve that disconnect because it really seems to be that the City Council isn't really listening to what people want and need, and I want to fix that.
Great. Thank you. What would you change about how the way City Shakopee government works?
Well, building on what I previously said, I think that the information needs to be more brought to the people. Yes, there are city hall meetings that are viewed on local access television, but as far as outreach goes through Facebook groups, there are some that are active on there, but majority of Shakopee citizens have no idea what's going on at those city hall meetings, and I think that needs to be improved.
Okay, thank you. Coming out of the pandemic, businesses are being affected by lower labor participation, inflation, and supply chain issues. What, if anything, can the city do to help assist businesses as we come out of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, I think first and foremost, we need to worry about keeping up the safety protocols we have. While we do have low crime rates now, with the recent influx in crime in Minneapolis, Chicago, other big cities, that is a real problem, real challenge for businesses to face. So by keeping the safety parameters we have in place and building upon them, by having responsible growth instead of uninhibited growth, and by keeping taxes relatively low, that will help everyone have more money in their pockets to spend on businesses, to spend on personal matters, on whatever they want.
Great, thank you. What do you see as the most important issues facing Shakopee, and what would you do to address them?
Well, I think the most important issue in City Council right now is overspending. I think that we have a levy that we need to start paying back. And with all the new business growth we've had, it's amazing to me that we're spending it quicker than we're taking it in. And that seems irresponsible. We have a $24 million levy that is continuing to rise that we could be paying back. And I think it is our responsibility to do that before we commit to new spending.
Great, thank you. What role should the city have in attracting new businesses to Shakopee or helping existing businesses expand?
Well, kind of building off what I said before, providing that safe environment for businesses to thrive and flourish is paramount because no one wants to shop where it's unsafe and no business wants to be operating where it's unsafe. We've seen windows shuttered in nearby cities around us. And keeping the tax rate low for all the businesses in general will help them come here and they'll have the safe environment to open, to expand, to be prosperous. But keeping that tax rate low, that's attracting businesses right now. And that has to be our priority. Rather than spending the money we have, keeping the safety, keeping business growth sustainable rather than rapid. And I feel that the business growth will come naturally because of all the great things we have here in Shakopee.
Great. Thank you, Ian. Now we'll be giving you the opportunity to give a closing statement and message to the voters.
Sure. Well, as I've been kind of hinting at, I've been spending a lot of time with the city council in particular. I've been going to the meetings. I've been attending in person. I've also been on a group called Concerned Citizens of Shakopee. And I've learned from that group that there are just these disconnects that I want to address. The main one that's most recent that I'm going to remember is the recent ban on certain THC products and vaping products and tobacco products that is only hurting our businesses. People can go elsewhere for these, and it is an overstep by our city council to make these products illegal when they're legal all over our state, and it's just hurting our businesses and forcing them to take the loss that they've already had in their supply and to not be able to sell something everywhere else. That's just one of many examples, but I want to better reflect what the community wants and needs rather than the desires and wants of the people in power.
Thank you, Ian. And again, these views expressed in these interviews are those of the candidates, not those of the Chamber and Visitors Bureau. The Chamber is sponsoring these events as a service to the community and has gone to great lengths to ensure the objectivity. The Chamber does not endorse any candidate, but seeks to provide you, citizens and voters of Shakopee, with the information you need to make an informed choice. The Shakopee Chamber and Visitors Bureau extends a sincere thank you to the candidates. We appreciate your time and service to our community by running for office. You are performing an important service to us all. Again, thank you for joining us for this edition of Meet the Candidates 2022. Please join us September 29th at River Valley Church for our candidate forum. Please visit the Shakopee Chamber website at shakopee.org for more information. Thank you. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Tim, and vote Osborne.
Thank you.